Hello, today we're taking a look at Defraggler from Piriform. Defraggler is a easy to use and advanced defragging tool that you can use for your PC. Now in this case, I actually got Defraggler from the CCleaner Professional Plus bundle, and if you want to check out what that is, that includes 4 really great applications from Piriform. That's CCleaner, Defraggler, Specky, and Recover. If you want to check out the demo on those other 3 softwares, be sure to check out that link down below. In this case, we're going to be taking a specific look at Defraggler. This is a really great utility to have to maintain and optimize your PC overall performance. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the application. This replaces, in a way, your Windows defrag tool, where most defrag tools, and if you don't know what defragging means, essentially imagine your hard drive, as you can see here in this visual chart. Your hard drive is made up of a bunch of files or blocks. And the more spaced out those blocks become, whether it's over time, as you install more software or what have you, the harder it becomes for your computer to read that data. So the more spaced out again it is, the harder it becomes, and that leaves empty fragments or what have you. What defragging does is it pushes all those files together to make it easier for your hard drive to be read, increasing overall performance and speed. Now the difference with something like Defraggler, not only does it give you more options and features, it also allows you to defrag files rather than just a hard drive. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. You can see here we have the ability to see the status of the current drive. This will allow you to see whether your disk health is good or not. And then I'll show you the overall properties, so the capacity taken in your hard drive, and so on and so forth. You can go ahead and analyze the drive. So if I was to go ahead and analyze this, you can see it's showing that blocks that I was talking about. That will show free space, that will show empty blocks where things could be, essentially pushed together or defragged, so you can see how many fragments there are in the overall hard drive. And if you go to the drive map, it actually does a really great job of explaining what these actual blocks mean. So you can see the blue ones mean not fragmented, empty blocks are white, so on and so forth. And by actually clicking on any of the blocks here that are defragmented, this will actually show you the file that you're trying to view. So, for example, you can see, like I said, in the drive map, it shows ones that are fragmented. If you click on one of those red files, you want to see which one it is, it'll show you which files there that it's talking about and the ones that are currently fragmented, depending on the one that you chose to highlight here. So now I can go and view those files. I can choose to benchmark the drive. The Analyze tool will just allow me to kind of see a visual representation of what's going on with my hard drive, keeping in mind that this is an SSD here, so it supports not just HDDs but SSDs as well. And then from there, you can also look at things like the file list, so you can see all the files that it's scanned here and showing you how many fragments those files have. You can go ahead and search specifically for specific files or containers, whether it's like files that are bigger than this size or smaller than this size. You can see the overall health. This is really great because it gives you this utility to see information about your hard drive specifically, like temperature, the rotation speed if it's supported, so on and so forth. So really technical look at it as well. And last but not least, you can see some statistics of your hard drive over time. Now that I've analyzed the drive, I can go ahead and choose to optimize it here. I can do a quick optimize or just an overall optimize. I can do a quick defrag or a overall defrag. In this case, I'll just go ahead and do a quick defrag. So you can see here, in this case for SSDs, it is a little different, so keep that in mind. If you're defragging a hard drive with an SSD, it works differently. So defragmentation can reduce its lifetime over time, so you can choose whether or not you want to do that. In this case, I'm going to run a quick defrag on my D drive, which is a HDD. So I'm just going to go ahead and quick defrag here. It's going to build the file list, it's going to overview everything, and it's going to push everything together here. That's the purpose of a defrag. Fill up those empty blocks, make sure everything is efficient, and overall increase the speed of my PC here. And while that defrag processes, I want to quickly go over some of the settings that's included in Defraggler. If you go into the settings tab up here, you have the option to see your drive map, boot time, defrag. You can turn that on or off if you want that on. The priority, whether it's like a normal application or runs in the background. So if you want to run in the background, you can choose that. You can also choose if the defrag the app should shut down after the defrag is done, so on and so forth. If you go into the options here, you can go ahead and look at a couple other change settings here. So for example, like if you want your temperature to be showcased in Fahrenheit versus Celsius, you can choose how the updates run. The defrag options, you can choose certain file types or files and folders here. Now, obviously, these are grayed out right now because I'm running a defrag, but you would have the option to go ahead and choose like the movement settings and how it works here. Quick defrag options, so you can set the default rules. What a quick defrag will do is it'll only look at ones that have fragments smaller than 50 megabytes. So it'll look for the small fragmented files, and then it'll be able to just quickly get those out of the way. You can have certain files excluded, so if you have like a specific application or thing that you don't want fragmented because you're afraid it might mess something up, you can actually add those to your exclude list. Lastly, in the Advanced tab, you have the ability to adjust some things like whether or not you just want the app to minimize to the tray. You can have show cleanup drive prompt before defrag. Just certain, personal preferences depending on how you want to use the application, how you want it to react depending on your settings. So I went ahead and stopped the defrag about halfway through just so that I can showcase, what the analysis results will look like. In the current state, it'll show you how many fragmented files there were, so on and so forth, and, its ability to, of course, fragment or push all of those together. Now, the reason I stopped that is because I also wanted to showcase the other ability that Defraggler offers you is to defrag a specific file or folder rather than the whole hard drive, which is a really unique feature to Defraggler. So you go in the top left action tab here, click on defrag file or folder. In this case, I'll go with a file here, and then I can actually just choose a file that I want to defrag so that it runs more optimally. I can even choose to defrag an application here. So if I was to go to, for example, my program files, I can choose another app like CCleaner and then choose to defrag that right here. Now, in this case, it's letting me know because it's on my SSD. I'll say yes. And just like that, it was able to defrag that file very easily. It gives me representation of my disk health here. And again, it allows that file to run more optimally now that it's been defragged. Again, this is really great because you don't have to do the whole hard drive. You can just do specific files or folders, whatever you prefer. So if you have like a lot of documents in one folder and you want to make sure those run efficiently, and you have an application that's a big application, you can go ahead and specifically choose that with Defraggler. All right, that all said, be sure to check out the link down below to try a free version or buy Defraggler for only $24.95 with our link. Also, keep in mind that you can save up to $50 by buying the bundle, which is a 4-in-1 bundle, which includes all those apps we talked about earlier, CCleaner, Defraggler, Specky, and Recover, for only $40 instead of $90. So check out that link down below as well. All right, that all said, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.